welcome everyone to this closing session of our fantastic training week devoted to selling France as a language study destination. Here with me, I have Anna Diaz, director of IS Aix-en-Provence, a great school in Provence. And she will be telling us about her area, her town, and how good the life is there. So please, Anna.
Yes, bonjour everyone. Bonjour. I don't know if you speak French or not, but I will be speaking English today. So yes, I'm the director of IS Aix-en-Provence, situated in the south of France. The closest airport is Marseille Airport, so I'm not sure exactly where you are all situated, but I'm sure you could find flights to Marseille or possibly to Nice or to Paris. Take the train to come to Aix-en-Provence. From Marseille, it's only half an hour, so that's definitely the closest. Let me see if I can share. Can I share the screen?
Yes, it's starting.
Can everyone see? Is it okay?
Yes.
Okay, great. So here's a picture of the entrance of the school. We have a 3-story building with an elevator, 2 terraces, and a bit of a garden as well, with coffee machines on the first and the second floors as well. So there's plenty of outdoor space where the students can enjoy the sunshine in Aix. That's why I call it the good life, because in Aix-en-Provence, we really do like the sun as well as the wine and the food, and to have a good time. So the building is also, we have an elevator, yeah, so the students who are in a wheelchair can also come to the school. It will be adapted for them. There are several classrooms that are welcoming to students with mobility difficulties. And this is a PowerPoint that I've selected because it's the one that we use on the first Monday morning for students when they come. So it talks a little bit about everything, so I thought it could be good for you to see this. So once the student come on the first Monday morning, they do a short oral test because they will have done another test online before arriving to see the skills. So the short oral test is really just to confirm or not to confirm the placement that we have planned for them in a particular group. So that takes about an hour for everyone to go through that. And then we have the orientation session. It takes about 30-40 minutes. And then they will go directly into class at around 11:15 for the first classes in the morning, and then lunch break, and then classes as well in the afternoon, General French or General French Plus, with an optional city tour in the afternoon. So that's the first day schedule only. We spend a lot of time reassuring the students on the first day. Students at our school are adults in these open classes, individuals. They are adults, minimum 18, and there's no maximum age, but the average age is 40 years old. So we have plenty of mature students coming to our school, and sometimes they haven't studied French for a long time, or they've forgotten a lot of things and they're feeling stressed or panicked, like, oh my God, I don't understand anything. So we spend a lot of time first day making sure everyone feels welcome, comfortable, at ease, and you'll see that later on in this presentation. So the photos here this is the main street, the Cours Mirabeau of Aix-en-Provence, which is the big boulevard. It's like the Champs-Élysées in Paris, but smaller, of course. In the middle photo, it's the Sainte-Victoire, which is a mountain slightly outside of Aix-en-Provence, and it's famous because it was painted many, many times by Cézanne, Paul Cézanne, the Impressionist painter who was born in Aix-en-Provence and lived here for most of his life. So he has painted this mountain, Sainte-Victoire, many times. If you see a painting of him, it will probably be of the mountain or maybe some dead fruit. Also, the right-hand photo is the markets. Aix-en-Provence is known for the markets, but also for the fountains, because it was created by the Romans. Let me show you the team, the administrative team. On the bottom, it's myself and the assistant director, Marion. One of us is always here on site to help if needed. And on the top right-hand corner, it's the key person for you, Olivia. She's in charge of enrollments on the info email address. So she will be here to answer any questions you may have on availability, levels, dates, bookings, invoicing, things like that. Andrea, she's in charge of accommodation. She also helps me out with groups sometimes. And Stephanie, she is in charge of the activities and information, the welcome desk. And Quentin is our pedagogical coordinator, so he's more in charge of the school, the courses, the teachers. So you'll probably not be so much in touch with them. Andrea and Stephanie both speak French, English, Spanish fluently. And Olivia, of course, speaks English, and Quentin as well. And some of us are learning Spanish, but it goes slowly. Here's a photo of the school from an aerial picture. You can see, so when I talked a bit about the garden, this is where you can see, and this is what we show the students and tell them when they come to the school the first day. They will come through a small little wooden gate from the street, come into the reception area, and we talk about the terraces. And if you see, there's a semicircle garden in the middle of the photo where they can hang out. It's a little bit of shade, a little bit of sunshine, grass. It's lovely. Sometimes we do drinks receptions there as well. And just behind it, where's the red area, it's a no-go zone because there are lots of old plane trees that are very high. They're more than 100 years old, and sometimes branches will fall down there. So we avoid keeping students going there. But you can also see there's a parking for bikes, and there's a parking for cars as well within the school area. So we don't advertise having parking space, but for you agents, if you have clients coming by car, you can always ask us for parking space for your clients. We have places available for them, but we don't have for all the students, so that's why we don't advertise it. So here are just a few photos. I told you that Aix-en-Provence is the city with lots of fountains. There are more than 100 fountains in Aix-en-Provence. Some of them are big and glorious. Others are a bit more modest. Some have mousse on them, and some have warm water, some have cold water, many different. So these were all built by the Romans when they built the city of Aix-en-Provence, and they brought the water down from the Alps to the city. So this really helps keep the city fresh and cool even in the summertime. Because like I said, we have lots of sunshine, more than, I think it's 250 sunny days per year, something like that. If you have questions, just go ahead and put it in the chat or something. Otherwise, I'll just keep talking. The markets, I told you about as well. We have fabulous markets in Aix-en-Provence with fruit, vegetables, flowers, but also sausages, cheese, books, clothes. One of the best markets in the whole of Provence is in Aix-en-Provence. Market days are Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. And I always recommend students to go at least once to a market, because it's something really to discover, to talk to the merchants, have a taste of an apricot or something, or cherries in the summertime, strawberries. We are very spoiled coming to Provence and enjoying lovely fruits and vegetables here. So it's definitely a part of the experience. So you've seen a few photos of Aix. You might have thought, oh, these are really quaint buildings, beautiful. Yes, it's a beautiful, small downtown area. But we also have some interesting architectural features with more modern buildings in a whole new area that was built a few years ago. So the first building to the left, it's the Pavillon Noir. It's a place for contemporary dance only, with a company that is housing in this building, and they have shows there as well, and you can watch them train. So it's modern dance. The right hand, the beige building, it's the Grand Théâtre de Provence, which is the big theater in Provence here in Aix. They have opera, they have theater, they have concerts, they have many things going on. So Aix is a big city for culture. And of course, if you like opera, you will have heard of the opera festival in the whole month of July in Aix-en-Provence. But in August, there's a piano festival as well. So the lowest building, it's called the Camp, and it's a building a bit outside of Aix, but it's very modern, and it's a think tank where lots of intelligent people think about the future and the environment and so on. Aix-en-Provence attracts lots of tourists, of course, so there'll be lots of foreigners here, students for the university. Aix is an important city for the law faculty and the university. They share university, Aix and Marseille, so there are different faculties. And in Aix, it's the law faculty, the language departments, the economist department. And here, this is what the students will see when they come into the bus station at Aix-en-Provence. This is the bus station, La Gare Routière, where the shuttle buses come from the airport or the train station or from elsewhere. Quite a modernist construction. And to the right-hand side, we can see the train station, the fast train station, TGV station, a bit outside of Aix-en-Provence, with again the Sainte-Victoire in the background. And it was built to look just like the Sainte-Victoire, so that's why it's this perspective. And so when students come either to the TGV station or the airport, there's the shuttle bus. It's the same that goes to both places. Takes half an hour from the airport or maybe 15 minutes from the TGV train station. Quality is very important for us here at the school. I'm getting more into the pedagogical side, academic side of the presentation now. Of course, we're members of IALC since ages, also certified by Equals, and the French official quality label Qualité Fleu Calliope, it's a double label, and we're members of Groupement Fleu as well. Fleu is French as a foreign language, Français langue étrangère. And we're also an exam center for the TCF, it's a French official test, and the exams DELF and DALF. So if you have students interested in taking the exam here at the school or preparing the exam, we can do that. And this is just the European framework for levels. You may have heard of it or not. This is the time when I tell the students a little bit about it, because some non-European students may not be familiar with it. And we don't go into too much detail at this stage, but we tell them, you know, there are different levels. And if the teachers talk about A1, A2, it's exactly what it means. And I ask them, or I recommend them to do a self-evaluation on the first evening, because they're going to be tired by the end of the first day, having concentrated in a different language, having new impressions the whole day coming at them. So they're usually a bit exhausted. But I recommend they take 5 minutes to think about their own skills. And I do this because I want them to focus on themselves, what they want, what is their objective with the French course, what do they want out of this day. They've made it all the way to Aix-en-Provence, and this is their time to think of themselves, take care of themselves, and, you know, really work on the French, because time passes so quickly in Aix-en-Provence. I don't know why, but all of a sudden it's Friday and students are leaving. So I make sure that we start speaking French right away. But they have to get into the habit of it if they are feeling shy or anything. So I talk to them about how we work in class. We give priority to verbal communication. In these classes, we will spend time working on all the skills, of course, but mostly verbal communication, speaking French. That's why the groups are small at our school, maximum 10 persons. Usually it will be less, but maximum 10 persons per group, so that each student gets enough time with the teacher, time to express themselves, time for the teachers to personalize their courses to them. We also don't work with one particular textbook, and I explain this to the student. We have several different resources for the teachers to pick and choose from. Hundreds of resources, our own database, and they create their own material as well as textbooks. And so they can pick and choose and create a program for each group. So we don't have standardized course program for the general French. The teachers will adapt the program and the activities depending on each group and really what student is in each group. What are their needs? What is their level? How long are they staying for? What are their objectives? So we create a lot of material and a lot of tailor-made courses within the standard course as well. So the course material will be varied and different from week to week, different from group to group, from level, depending on who is in the group and what they like to work on. I tell the students, talk to your teachers, tell them what you like, tell them if you want to move faster, if you want to move slower, if you want to repeat, and we will adapt to the levels, to the students. Of course, 10 students in a group, we're not going to do 10 private courses within a group, so we have to be reasonable, but we do adapt and we can focus on their needs and what they want. If they love to talk about politics, we'll do that. If they hate to talk about politics, we'll avoid that. We can adapt, and the teachers will find ways to work the courses and to satisfy the students. And the last point here is teachers alternate. Every group has 2 teachers and they alternate every other day. So Monday it will be Sonia, Tuesday Celine, Wednesday Sonia, Thursday Celine, Friday Sonia. Exactly. So this is the system that we have for all the standard courses. And maybe you're wondering why? Why do we complicate things like that? We do it because we feel it's better for the students. 2 teachers means 2 persons, 2 different personalities, 2 different ways of teaching, but they will coordinate, and so the program will move forward even though the teacher changes. They know exactly what the group did with the other teacher the day before or what they're doing the other day. So the program is coordinated and the program moves forward even though the teacher changes. But the students get to be exposed to a richer variety. They get to hear French from different teachers, and they get to experience different styles, different explanations. And so it's a much richer course. Also, the pace tends to be a bit quicker and faster when there are 2 teachers. So we like it that way, and usually the students also appreciate it. And usually students always have, oh, I love the courses with this teacher or that teacher, and so that's always nice to hear. And of course, students are here to have fun, to have a good time, and to speak French. So this is where we encourage them to participate actively. We cannot do the class without them. They have to be active. They cannot just sit and be passive and think French is going to happen by magic. But we also want them to have fun in class, and we create this atmosphere of them, making them feel at ease, so they dare to speak French, they dare to make mistakes, they dare to speak up. And I talk about this, and we say we learn through theory, we learn through practice, but we also learn through our mistakes and our friends' mistake in class. So mistakes is part of learning. It's how we learn. So don't be afraid to make mistakes. Don't be afraid to speak up. And this is especially important, I think, for mature students who sometimes feel intimidated or shy in new groups. So it's a big part of the atmosphere at the school and in class that everyone feels comfortable and welcome. And this is the last little joke I have in my morning presentation, just an example of what not to do. When a teacher asks a question, everyone all keeps looking elsewhere and are completely busy. So I make a little joke and say, okay, this is what the teachers, when they see this is when they start sweating and feeling uncomfortable. So please participate. Of course, students as well, they get a certificate at the end, but we also do evaluations in activities throughout the week. So they will get a transcript of the records of their notes as well when they leave. And here's an example of a schedule. They all get a schedule. When I do the presentation, we don't know exactly yet what group everyone goes into, so we can't hand out the schedules. They will be handed out later in the morning, but I explain the schedule, the days, the times, the name of the class, the classroom, the teachers, etc. And lastly, as well, they get a document with practical information on health number, emergency numbers, who to talk to at the school, some practical information on the buses, maybe some restaurants, things like that, the opening times of the school. And then we talk about the activities that we offer. So we have a program with activities that is done for 2-week periods. So it changes all the time, but there will be some staples that always comes back, like wine tasting. Here in this example, you can see tutoring for free or conversation workshop for free. But so that will usually happen also every week as well, or every other week. Wine tasting and excursions. So the excursions will go all over Provence, so that students can see what Provence is really like, because it's a big area. It's all beautiful, but very different. Anything from Camargue, with the wild horses, the bulls, the flamingos, to Arles and Avignon, cultural places, les Baux de Provence, which is a medieval town, up in the countryside, Luberon area, which was made famous by the British author Peter Mayle, A Year in Provence. But also we go to the coast, of course. We go to Cassis, to the Calanque. There students can take boat rides. We go to Saint-Tropez. We do hiking outside of Aix. We do excursions to Marseille, of course, the big city, a very cosmopolitan city of Marseille, second biggest city in France. Also villages in Provence, or in spring at the lavender fields, or late spring, early summer. The lavender fields will be in bloom, and they're usually very popular. Everyone wants to go and experience those lavender fields up. It's a bit northeast of Aix-en-Provence. And lastly, of course, we have our social media that you are welcome to follow as well. Instagram or Facebook, TikTok, or even a podcast, if you want to go. So I've been speaking non-stop now for almost 20 minutes. I'm ready to take your questions and hear what you think about Provence and the good life.
We had a question, Anna, about exams. Are you also in testing center?
Yes, for the TCF and Delft.
Perfect.
Let me see if I can see the... Oh, here I can see the... I'll send the recording. Yes, Delft, we are the testing center. So when I talked about the good life, what I mean by that is in Provence, the weather is beautiful most of the year, and people like to slow down their rhythm here. It's not going to be a really busy, it's not going to be like London buzzing with life, or Paris. This is a slower pace where people enjoy taking time to go to a cafe, have a glass of wine. The students usually, they do their homework, they talk with the host families. We didn't talk about accommodation, but the host families are used to welcoming adult students. Sometimes students will be worried about maybe, having a curfew or things like that. But our host families are used to adults. They want to talk. They want to exchange. They want to have an aperitif or have dinner together, cook together, spend time together, and speak French. How long does the transfer from the airport take? So from the airport in Marseille, it's about half an hour. TGV station, 15 minutes. From Nice, an hour and a half, roughly. So there are direct flights from Munich, Frankfurt, London, Paris, many different. There are some low-cost companies as well in Marseille. They have a special terminal for low-cost flights, but I don't know all the destinations, unfortunately. Yes, we do offer residential accommodation as well. So we have homestay family, residential accommodation. It's a hotel residence with a studio, hotels as well, and a few privately owned apartments. Are there any other questions? Do you want me to talk about something in particular?
Dilek, hi, welcome to our session. You joined it a little bit late today. Anna has already finished her presentation about her school and Provence, but we will be sharing the recording afterwards. If you have any particular questions that can be answered in short, I'm sure Anna will be happy to answer right now.
Yes.
Thank you, Anna. Sorry, I missed it because of my weak internet connection. I visited my mom and the internet connection was poor here. So sorry for that. Anna, I will get in touch with you through
Yes.
through email. Thank you so
Please
much.
do. I just put my name in the chat. You can, all of you, you can contact me. No worries.
Okay,
I'm happy to talk to you.
I just have one quick question. We are not an agent to your school yet, so is it possible to register the student first and then become an agent for the commission payment, or is it always a must to sign the contract first?
No, we don't have to sign a contract, but when you send the booking, it's good that we sort out the details first,
Okay,
usually.
okay,
But
thank
you
you.
can just get in touch with us and we'll sort it out. You're in Turkey?
Yes, I'm based in Istanbul. Yeah,
Okay.
London and Istanbul. Yeah, part-time London, part-time Istanbul.
Okay, that's great.
Thank
We
you.
don't have many Turkish students, so would love to have more.
Good, good. I'm looking for a place where they don't have, enough Turkish students because
Okay.
this is important for us. Thank you so much, and I'm really sorry. And thank you, Julie, to you to letting me in at the same last minute even. Thank you for that.
What about Italian students? Yeah, we have a few, but not that much. I have an Italian group coming this weekend for a 3 week stay. It's a high school, but that's a closed group. It's not for adults. It's a closed program from Italy. It's a hotel school, I believe, hotellerie. I come through an agent. So yeah, more Italians as well. We're welcome. We'd be happy to have more Italian students. Yes, we do closed school groups. It could be high school, university, or even professionals. Sometimes middle school groups if it's small groups. We don't do very much big groups. So Roberta, great to hear. Get in touch with me and we can talk.
Great.
Donc, merci à tout le monde.
So we are wrapping it up now, yes, Anna?
Yes, I think so, unless there are more questions.
You were the last presenter of this training week. I would like to thank all schools and agents for taking part in this. I hope you enjoyed and you will feel yourselves more confident when working with our French IALC member schools. And in general, when sending your students to France, you can be sure that they will live a good life there, especially in Provence.
Definitely.
Thank you very much to everyone. I wish you a great weekend ahead and hope to see you in person soon. Thank you. Bye.
Merci. Au revoir.